Under Grumpy to try and finish it off, and he does! With Embolo, Manzambi does!
Let me tell you something about this game that the final scoreline will never fully tell you. Switzerland 2, Canada 1. Sounds straightforward, sounds clean, but there was nothing clean about what happened at BC Place in Vancouver on the night of June 24th, 2026. What we witnessed was a match that swung violently from dead silence to absolute chaos in the span of 30 mind-bending minutes. This was not a football match. This was a heist, and Canada was the one who got robbed in their own home. Let's set the scene. Going into this fixture, this was the Group B decider. Both Switzerland and Canada had already booked their tickets to the round of 32. But this match was about something more than survival. It was about who gets to stay in Canada for the knockout stages. First place meant staying home. Second place meant traveling to Los Angeles. The stakes were real. The pressure was enormous. And 54,000 fans packed into BC Place, wearing red, waving maple leaves, were ready to witness history in the making. The first half, honestly, forgettable. Let's not sugarcoat it. 45 minutes of tension without release. Both teams were locked in this tactical chess match, probing, pressing, but never truly threatening. Switzerland's big moment came in the 11th minute when Breel and Embolo was released one-on-one by Ricardo Rodriguez, and Maxime Crépeau, Canada's goalkeeper, came flying off his line and made the save. Derek Cornelius then blocked Manzambi's follow-up, and the danger was cleared. That was the closest either side got to scoring before the break. Canada had low shots from Sile Larin and Ali Ahmed that never genuinely troubled Gregor Kobel. 0 goals, 0 drama, 45 minutes of everyone waiting for the match to actually start, and then the second half began. And within 40 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, 40 seconds, the entire match changed. Ruben Vargas, 46th minute, Johan Manzambi cuts inside from the right, slides a low cross to the back post, and Vargas, cool as ice, drives it into the bottom corner. No hesitation. No second thoughts, just an emphatic, technical finish that silenced 54,000 people in an instant. Switzerland 1, Canada 0, and the Canadian fans inside that stadium, who had been singing and chanting for their team all match long, fell completely, devastatingly quiet. But here's where this game gets insane, because Switzerland didn't just score once. 11 minutes later, in the 57th minute, the man who provided that assist, Johan Manzambi, decided he wanted a goal for himself. A 20-year-old, 20 years old. He picks up the ball, drives toward goal, and smashes a low drive that slips right under Maxime Crépeau. Switzerland 2, Canada 0. And this is the part that needs to be said out loud. Johan Manzambi now had 3 goals in this single World Cup tournament. 3 as a 20-year-old. And he'd scored his previous 2 as a substitute against Bosnia. A substitute brace that made him the youngest player in World Cup history to score 2 or more goals coming off the bench for a single nation. This kid is something else. Canada were 2 goals down on home soil. In front of their home crowd, needing to not just score, but to score twice against a Swiss defense that has been one of the tightest, most disciplined units at this entire tournament. It looked finished. It looked done. The dream of finishing first, of staying home, appeared to be officially, definitively over. And then Canada did something remarkable. 74th minute, Canada's manager Jesse Marsch sends on Promise David as a substitute. The man has literally just stepped onto the pitch. His boots haven't even warmed up. He hasn't touched the ball. He hasn't had a single second to settle into the rhythm of the game. And then, within 2 minutes of entering the field, A cross comes in, Promise David meets it with a volley, and it's in. His first touch. His first touch of the entire match, a goal. Canada 1, Switzerland 2. BC Place erupted. The noise was deafening. Every single Canadian fan inside that stadium found their voice again in an instant. And from that moment on, Canada were absolutely relentless. They threw everything at Switzerland. They pushed, they pressed, they created chances. Alistair Johnston's long throw found Promise David again. Kobel gathered it calmly. David had another header laid on. Kobel saved it again. Canada finished this match with 13 total attempts, 7 on target. Switzerland? Only 6 attempts, 4 on target. Think about that. Canada created more chances, had more shots on target, and spent the entire second half as the dominant team, and still lost. Their expected goals, what the data says they should have scored based on the quality of their chances, was 1.34. Switzerland's was only 1.06. The math says Canada deserved at least a draw, but football doesn't care about the math. Football cares about the moments, and Switzerland took theirs in the first 11 minutes of the second half and never let go. Here's what this result actually means for both teams going forward. Switzerland, finishing first in Group B, advanced to the round of 32 and returned to BC Place, Vancouver on July 2nd to face a third-place team from one of the later groups. They stay comfortable, they stay rested, they stay in familiar territory. This is the 6th time in their last 7 World Cup campaigns that Switzerland have advanced from the group stage. This is not a team that makes accidents. This is a team built on structure, discipline, and ruthless efficiency in the moments that matter. Canada Amenange Reisgeetsgendabet travel to Los Angeles for their round of 32 fixture on June 28th, where they'll face the Group A runner-up. At this point in the tournament, that opponent looks likely to be South Korea, though with the Czech Republic and South Africa still in play, nothing is confirmed. What is confirmed is that Canada no longer have home advantage. The crowd, the comfort, the energy of playing in front of their own people, that's gone. And for a team that has fed off that atmosphere all tournament long, losing it at this exact moment is a significant blow. But here's the thing I want to leave you with. Despite the loss, Canada made history tonight. They are in the knockout stages of a FIFA World Cup for only the 2nd time in their history, and the first time with a team built entirely around this generation of talent. Jonathan David had a hat trick in their previous match. Alphonso Davies has been electric throughout. Promise David scored with his first touch tonight. This squad has heart, it has quality, and it is not done yet. The journey to Los Angeles may be a setback, but this Canadian team has shown repeatedly that they do not go quietly. Switzerland are a machine, Canada are a story, and in the round of 32, both of them are going to make this World Cup even more unforgettable than it already is. This was Group B, final standings. Switzerland on top, Canada in second, both through, both dangerous, both believing. Switzerland 2, Canada 1, full time, script end, football match files, FIFA World Cup 2026.